on that day, not missing the opportunity of what is there. The very process of our birth is connected to these cycles. You know that clearly the feminine cycles and our birth is very directly connected. Apart from that, this 12 and a quarter, somewhere between 11 and 3/4 to 12 and a quarter is one solar cycle, it varies a little bit. If you complete 7 cycles of the solar system, if you complete 7 solar cycles, you will complete 1008 lunar cycles. That is, if you live for 84 years and 3 months, you would have completed 7 solar cycles and 1008 lunar cycles. If you just manage to live that long, if you just manage to live to complete 7 solar cycles and 1008 lunar cycles, then you can break a certain bond with the earth. Your bond with the planet is broken largely. And very easily, with very little assistance, even if you know nothing about anything, with very little assistance, you can go beyond the cycles of birth and death. Because your bond with the planet and the material of the planet, the memory of which you carry within you and the memory of you, the material also carries. You will break that bond. Once this bond is broken, then the work that needs to be done is very simple. Especially those of you who find your body is not integrated enough, constantly it's troubling you, such people should walk barefoot. It'll be nice if you can crawl, more contact, I mean. This is why you prostrate. What do you think is the purpose of taking a dip in the temple pond and going and prostrating inside? That everything in your body comes in touch. This is what Sashtang means, that the key points in your body must be in touch with the earth. For one who is on a spiritual sadhana, particularly on those days, Shivaratri, Amavasya and the next day after that, those 3 days, what is available on the planet is phenomenal. And it's also a reminder for you to intensify your sadhana on that day, not missing the opportunity of what is there. So on that day, walking barefoot, every day there is benefit, but on those days there is a particular kind of benefit, which is not only for physical health, but also for spiritual well-being, also for creating the necessary momentum in the system for an upward movement. You can't cut off your legs, so just the shoes for those 3 days. It'll be good to do that. To strengthen the integrity of elements in our system is very important. So is there some way to do it? Yes, there are specific methods with which we can do. We will provide this substance to you, which is being called as Thai Manno, which means the Mother Earth. This is a mixture of 5 different aspects. Nearly 50% is soil, there is some amount of green gram flour, there is what is called as organic camphor, and there is a little bit of soap nut powder, and there is one more herb in that. All together, you can apply this. If you have the time, the best way to do it is apply to your entire body. Do your practice and then shower without soap, because this will act as soap because it has soap nut powder and other aspects to it. It'll leave a mild sense of camphor on the body. It is very healing in various ways. It opens up the pores of your skin. If you do this at least for 2 to 3 hours, do not apply any cream or oil or anything, because the body has to breathe. Breathing is not just through your nostrils. Every pore in the skin has to breathe. The more it breathes, the more it's connected to everything around you, and your energetic body will develop well if you allow the body to breathe. You must understand this, if you put any harsh chemical on the thing, by natural resistance, the pores will close. This is what is happening when you apply soap. It is closing. Well, if it is necessary, your body is in a certain condition, you want to use soap, it's all right, it's not… you have to be puritanical like that, but generally being conscious that applying anything sticky or oily also blocks the pores. Applying any kind of chemical, naturally the body cringes and closes. It'll open after some time, but it'll close at that time. Especially if you're showering with cold water, body should open up, body should receive the water. And if you use this as also like soap, you apply it as much as you want and you can wash it off with water, you will see the difference that the body feels, because not because of its own accord, because of the way it opens you up to the elements. But if that is not possible for you, you have only certain amount of time for your sadhana, then the places that you need to apply is the soles of your feet, very important, and your palm, around the navel, anahata, where the ribcage meets, pit of the throat or the entire throat, and forehead, just here you can apply, or you can apply the whole thing, or you can apply for your whole face if you wish. But it's all a question of convenience. You may be working and you may be seeing people with your face full of mud. It may not be practical, you can just keep it like this, like how vibhuti is kept like that, you can just apply. According to your convenience, you do it, but there is no harm in applying it at least once a month or once a week or whatever it allows, entire body, and doing that. If you keep at least one day in the cycle of the moon, that is, one during Amavasya to Paurnami and one during Paurnami to Amavasya, that means every 14 to 15 days, if you keep one day where you apply head to toe, spend 2-3 hours doing this, in terms of health and well-being, there will be immense benefits one can clearly see.
Purnima is significant because one thing is there is a certain aesthetic quality about it. Anything that you look at, if it's beautiful, your receptivity to that object suddenly becomes a little more, isn't it? Anything that you consider as ugly, the moment you look at it, your receptivity to that just comes down. So one thing is, it has a certain aesthetic quality about it, which definitely improves your receptivity. Another thing is, the planet has moved into a certain position with a moon. The vibration and the feel of the moon is very different when it is full than when it is in other state, and the magnetic pull is also different. The pull of the moon is working upon the surface of the planet, which is exposed to the moon. So when there is a natural pull like this, because your spine is vertical, there is a tendency for the energy to go into a natural upsurge of upward movement within you. The blood and the prana, the fundamental life energies, flow in a different way because the vibration have changed. So, just as the tides rise more on that night, because the gravitational pull of the moon is working on the water more than on another night. Your blood is also being pulled and the circulation of blood increases in your brain. When this upward movement happens, whatever is your quality can get enhanced. You may have heard that people who are little of their mental balance will become more imbalanced on those days because the upsurge in energy enhance whatever is your quality. If you are little imbalanced, it will make you more imbalanced. It is also doing the same to the other qualities in you, but most people may not be sensitive enough to notice it. If you are meditative, it makes you more meditative. If you are love, it makes you more love. If you are fear, it makes you more fear. Whatever is your quality, it enhances that. So, people on the spiritual path, if they are on the meditative path especially, it is more conducive to meditate on those nights because without an upsurge of energy, without a heightened sense of energy, there is no question of awareness. What you call as awareness will come naturally to you when you have heightened sense of energy in your system. So we want to just make use of that night, of that natural phenomenon which is occurring on this day. It is like you have a free ride of energy and awareness.